In our Sunrise Smart Start, the Rochester City School Board is now investigating a harassment allegation against Superintendent Dr. Leslie Myers-Small.
School Board President Van White confirming the board has hired outside counsel for the investigation. This after an employee accused the superintendent of harassment. White goes on to say, quote, the purpose of the investigation is to ascertain the accuracy and/or truth of those allegations.
Kirk Ashton, the former Hilton Elementary principal accused of sexually abusing over 30 students, is due back in court today. He is charged with multiple counts of sexual abuse against minors from 2nd to 5th grade. Multiple families in the district have filed separate lawsuits against both Ashton and Hilton Central Schools. Earlier this week, Ashton officially resigned as the principal of Northwood Elementary.
President Biden holding a press conference Thursday to continue to push Democrats in Congress to pass a massive spending bill that he says will help America's economic recovery.
We are joined once again by Washington correspondent Jesse Tenor this morning live in D.C. Jesse, good morning. What does the president mean when he refers to human infrastructure?
Yeah, good morning. This is a term from the administration that really includes a lot of different provisions, everything from different measures to tackle climate change to those that they argue are good for working families. So that includes free preschool and community college, cheaper child care, elder care, and daycare, and also lowering the cost of prescription drugs by allowing the government to negotiate prices through Medicare. That latest one, though, has been a big sticking point when this has been brought forward in debate in committees among Democrats. Progressives and moderates are split over this prescription drug pricing provision, as well as the overall $3.5 trillion price tag of the plan. And so President Biden definitely still has his work cut out for him moving forward if he's hoping to get this passed this year.
Yeah, we'll continue to watch how it plays out. Jesse, thank you for your coverage this morning. Severe storms over the past month have also reignited calls for more secure infrastructure in places like Louisiana and Florida.
In other news, Capitol Hill once again surrounded by a security fence. Police in D.C. are preparing for a rally tomorrow in support of those facing criminal charges from their role in the January 6th attack on Congress. The fencing was initially put up in the days after the riots in January before being dismantled back in July.
All right, the time now is 6:49, temperatures in the 50s, and it looks like shaping up to be a good weekend. Nice Friday as well.
So far, so good. Yeah, I think we do luck out and cash in on some nice weather over the next couple days. Not a bad view there over Canandaigua Lake. Your golf forecast, sure, the golf leagues might have wrapped up a couple of weeks ago, but that doesn't mean the links are not open. We should have a nice afternoon for a round, whether or not the morning tee time or the late tee time as well. Just remember that sun's setting earlier and earlier. Mark, Leah?
All right, James, thank you. Time for another check of the roads with our sunrise traffic. Few accidents. One earlier, 490 east at exit 25. Another 390 north at exit 11 in Rush. And then this just in, an accident on St. Paul Street near East Ridge Road in Rochester. Try to avoid those areas at this hour. Now to the latest on COVID-19. The FDA will meet today to discuss COVID-19 vaccine booster shots.
This as the coronavirus has claimed the lives of 1 in every 500 Americans, according to officials. Today, the FDA will talk about whether a booster dose of the Pfizer COVID vaccine is safe and provides added protection against the disease. Some local health officials say they believe a booster will go a long way in eventually ending the pandemic.
There is value in a third dose, but the timing of the third dose and how they roll it out, I think needs to be carefully considered.
Governor Hochul also announcing EMTs in New York can get training to administer COVID vaccines.
New this morning, a large police investigation overnight on Shiloh Avenue in Rochester. Let's take you there. Officers say a large crowd gathered in that area around midnight when gunshots forced that group to disperse. According to officials, no one was struck. Also new this morning, a man has died after being hit by an accused drunk driver in Phelps. The Ontario County Sheriff's Office says that man was painting lines on Route 96 at Bankert Road when he was hit by Robert Qualtraugh in a pickup truck last night around 6 o'clock. The victim was taken to Clifton Springs Hospital but pronounced dead. Qualtraugh has now been charged with driving while ability impaired by the combination of drugs and alcohol.
The New York State Independent Redistricting Commission releasing its draft maps for new voting districts. Lines are redrawn every 10 years after the census is complete. The commission putting together two different sets of maps, with both the Democratic and Republican sides of the commission releasing one each. In the coming weeks, it will hold a second round of hearings to get input on the drafts. A final map must be sent to the state legislature by January 1st.
The Rochester Black Pride Festival is taking place this weekend. Although the event has been downsized because of the pandemic, there are still many events to enjoy.
Carmela Boykin is live this morning with more on the significance of this event. Good morning, Carmela.
Good morning, Leah. Good morning, Mark. It's the 6th year of the Rochester Black Pride Festival and the 5th year of in-person events due to the pandemic. The event is made to create a space for people in the LGBTQ community and the Black LGBTQ community to come together. I spoke with one of the co-directors, Chanel Anita, who says it's intentional that it's separate from Pride in June, as June festivities aren't always inclusive. Anita says the goal is so Black LGBTQ people in the community feel comfortable expressing themselves.
We want everyone to feel welcome and appreciated and celebrated. That's the whole goal, is to make sure folks leave there knowing that there is a community of people looking out for them and wanting them to succeed and thrive.
And the first event of the weekend is the Night of Excellence, held here at Urban Euphoria at 6 p.m. Reporting in Rochester, Carmela Boykin, News 8. Leah and Mark.
All right, Carmela, thank you so much. A lot planned. We're told the Vogue class takes place Saturday, taught by Asia West, and the ball takes place Sunday at Fast Break Gymnasium.
In our Family First segment on this Friday morning, many children are back in the classroom, but are they back on track when it comes to their sleep schedule?
And we spoke with a local doctor about what you can do to help. Dr. Heidi Connolly says establish a consistent pre-bedtime routine, even on the weekends. She recommends a warm shower or bath, pajamas, a healthy snack or warm milk, a book or relaxing music. And she says grade school students need about 10 to 12 hours of sleep a night. And if your high school student is not getting enough sleep, that's no surprise.
The place where people almost always are underslept is high schoolers. And teenagers actually need more sleep than adults do. Target is about 9 or 9.5 hours of sleep for a teenager. And so they have to practice some extra things in order to be able to successfully fall asleep earlier, and especially to get up earlier.
And she says the American Academy of Pediatrics recommends no high school start before 9 a.m., but since many local schools start earlier, kids need to work to make sure they adjust their bedtime and get the sleep they need.
All right, here's what some folks might be talking about at the water cooler this morning. Going to be a big weekend. The Emmys, hosted by Cedric the Entertainer. Coming up Sunday night, the award show honoring the best stars and shows on TV. The show will welcome back an in-person crowd after last year's show was mostly virtual. You can catch the Emmys Sunday night at 8 right here on Channel 8 WROC.
So much talent out there for sure.
So many options.
Fun to watch.
And a lot of shows streamed. I'm sure, you know, it was, 10 years ago, it would be, people would laugh at you if they said Netflix is going to be winning all these awards, but here we are.
Here we are.
Yeah. This is what we've got, and the forecast that we've got is just superb. We've got a great day for you at the bus stop. A nice start this morning. Temperatures around 60. We'll finish around 80 degrees. Another one of those we were mentioning. You might have a little bit of heat running in the car to start the day, but you'll have the AC cranking this afternoon as we swing above average to finish the day. So looking forward to it, kicking off not only the weekend nice, but really I think both Saturday and Sunday looking great. Numbers in the mid-70s both days. So yeah, I had to knock down the highs just a little bit because we have a weak front moving through, but overall should be great. Sunday looking nice. Monday, Tuesday, the last 2 full days of summer, and it'll feel like summer. We've got back into the mid-80s there.
All right. Thank you so much, and thank you for watching News 8 at Sunrise.
Our next update is coming up in 30 minutes. CBS Mornings is up next. Have a great day.
Follow News 8 wherever you are on RochesterFirst.com, Facebook, Twitter, and on our app for news and weather.